Are you new to pattern making and want to learn how to draft the basic sleeve pattern? At the end of this video, you'll be able to draft it based on your own body measurements. To start, we need a pattern paper, a ruler, pencil, armhole or French curve, the front and back bodice patterns, and a few body measurements which I have listed here. To measure the arm side, start from the shoulder and just walk the tape measure along the armhole of your front and back bodice patterns. You should record these measurements separately. Here I am getting 9 inches. For the back, mine measures 8 3/4. Line the pattern paper about 1 inch from the top edge and mark the center A. Next, we need to establish the sleeve length. We will mark this B. The sleeve cap measurement I used here was 5.5 inches, while for the elbow, I marked it at 14 inches. Remember the arm side we measured earlier? This is where we need it. Place the tip of the tape measure at A, and I will mark 9 inches along the C line. This is for the front, and I will mark this E. For the back, I'll do the same thing. Place the tip of the tape measure at A and find 8 3/4 along the C line, and I will mark this F. For the biceps, if mine measures 13.5, then I just need to divide it by 2, and I will mark 6 3/4 to the right and to the left of C. I will label this E1 for the front and F1 for the back. Next is to find the midpoint between E and E1 and the midpoint between F and F1. Then I'll just connect it to A. Place the tip of the tape measure at A and divide this by 2. Then again divide this by 2. So for the front, we'll have 4 parts. Let's label this G, H, and I. So for the back, again, we need to divide this by 4. And then we will label this J, K, and L. So I will mark here 3/4, 3/16, 1/2. And for the back, 5/8, 3/16, and lastly, 3/8. And let me also mark here E2 for the front and F2, and label this front and back. Using a French curve or an armhole curve, I will connect A, G, and H, and see how I'm rotating this curve? I am not lifting this curve at all. So just connect H, I, and blend it to E2. This is the same process for the back. So connect A to J and K and rotate it. Find a nice blend. Connect it to L and then to F2. The next thing is we need to true up our patterns. So for the front bodice pattern, we have 9 for the front armhole and 8 3/4 for the back. So for the sleeves, I need to make sure that I have enough. So I'll place 9 on the tape measure at E2 and I will just measure it up until I reach the A point. See how close I am to A? That is fine. So for the back, starting at F2, I need to stop at 8 3/4. So I should be close to A. Next is to take the midpoint between these two, and this should match with the shoulder seam. Let me mark this SS for shoulder seam. We need to notch the sleeve pattern so that once we cut the fabric, we don't get confused on which is the front side and which is the back side of the sleeves. So for the front, we just measure from E2 3.5 inches, and this is how you mark the notch. So for the back, there will be 2 notches starting from F2, which measures 3 inches, and the second one at 3 1/4. For the wrist circumference, if I have 9 inches, I will just divide it by 2 and distribute it evenly from B. So I will mark it M and N. I will then just connect M to F2 for the back, and for the front, I'll just connect N to E2. And lastly, to complete our sleeve pattern, I just need to recheck the elbow circumference on the pattern. So here it shows 11.5, and when I measure my body, I'm okay with 11.5, so no more changes for this pattern. And this is how you draft the basic sleeve pattern. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to hit like and subscribe.